Everyone. So today we're going to be working on volume and surface area. Volume is the amount of space inside a 3D object. So basically, it just tells you how much something can hold. So volume, the units are measured in in cubes. So like it would be unit cubed. Now for surface area is the total area of all the outer surfaces of a 3D object. It basically just tells you how much uh, outside covering it has. So surface area unit is just unit squared. So let's go over some examples of different shapes. So starting off with volume, let's learn how to solve the volume of a cylinder. So the formula is V equals pi r squared times the height. So we can see this 2 here is the radius, and this 4 here is the height. So we can just plug this in to the formula. V equals pi 2 squared um times 4. So 2 squared is 4, so V equals pi over 4 times 4. V equals pi times 16, and the volume will be equal to around 50.24 units cubed. Now moving on, the cone. So this is the formula for the cone. V is equal to 1 over 3 times pi r squared times h. So we can see that the radius here is 2. So V equals 1 over 3 uh pi 2 squared times 4. Now we can start solving this. V is equal to 1 over 3 pi times 4 times 4. V is equal to here. V is equal to 16 over 3 um times pi. So we basically got 16 over 3 from the 4 times 4 because 4 times 4 is 16. And then the last step, 16 over 3 times pi. This is well, 16 times pi first, which is 50.24, and then so we still have divided by 3 left. And finally, the volume will be 16.75. 16.75 units cubed. Okay, so now moving on to the rectangular prism. So the formula to solve the volume of of a rectangular prism is the length times the width times the height. So we can see here that the length is 5, the height is 4, and the width is 3. So we can just plug that in. V is equal to 5 times 3 times 4. V is equal to 15 times 4. V is equal to 60 units cubed. So that's just how you solve the volume of a rectangular prism. Now moving on, a triangular prism. The volume formula for this is the volume is equal to base times height times length divided by 2. So we can see that 4 here is the base, 5 is the length, and 2 is the height. So we can plug this into the formula. V is equal to 4 times 4 times 2 times 5 divided by 2. Volume is equal to 8 times 5 divided by 2. Volume is The volume is equal to 40 divided by 2. and that means that the volume is equal to 20 units cubed. Okay, so now we'll be going over how to solve the volume of a cube. Okay, so the formula for this is just V is equal to S squared, oh, S cubed, sorry, S cubed, where S is just one of these sides, and since we know that each side in a cube is the exact same, we can just like make all of these sides like 3, for example. So if we just plug in 3 into the formula, so volume is 3 3 cubed. So the volume will be equal to 3 be equal to 27. 27 units cubed. Okay, so now we're done with all the shapes for the volume. Now we'll be moving on to the formulas for the surface area for the same shapes. So now, moving on to the cylinder, the surface area formula is 2 times pi r squared plus 2 times pi uh r times h. So let's start filling in the formula. Is equal to 2 pi. We can see that the radius is 2, so we'll just put this here, 2 squared, plus 2 pi 2 times 4, which is the height. We can start solving this. 2 pi 4 plus 2 pi 8. Okay, then 8 pi by just multiplying 2 times 4 plus 16 pi by multiplying 2 and 8. Then you just add these together, which is 24 pi, and then you just multiply these together using a calculator, and you're left with 75.36 units squared. Okay, so now moving on, we have a cone, the cone. So the surface area of the cone, for this we'll be learning a new variable. This variable is just called the slanted side, the slant height. So S here is the slant height. So what this is, the slant height is basically this slanted height over here. So we'll just plug this into the formula. We have surface area is equal to pi r squared, which is 2 squared plus pi times 2 times the slant height, which is 5. Then this will be equal to pi times 4 plus pi times 10. Actually, let me just rewrite this. This will be 4 pi plus 10 pi. So we can add this together, which will leave us with 14 pi. And 14 times pi should be equal to um around 43.96 units squared. Okay, so now moving on, we have the rectangular prism. The surface area for the rectangular prism is 2 times the length times width, plus the length times height, and plus the width times height. So, um, the width is 3, the length is 5, and the height is 4. So let's just plug this into the formula. To the length is 5, so length times the width, which is 3, plus 5 times the height, which is 4, plus width times height, which is 3 times 4. So now we'll solve the bracket first. 15 plus 20 plus 12, 2 times 35, uh 35 plus 12, 2 times 47, and that means the surface area will be equal to 94 units squared. So 2 times 47 to 94 units squared. Okay, so now moving on, we have the triangular prism. The formula to solving the triangular prism surface area is base times height plus 2 times the length times the slant height, which is right here, as we can see, plus the length times the base. So we can start this. The base, which is 4, um so the 4 times the height, which is 2, plus 2 times the length, which is 5, times the slant uh slant height, which is 3, plus the length times the base, which is 5 times 4. 5 times 4. So now we can start solving this. This is equal to 8 plus 2 times 10, that's times 3, that is 30, plus 20. Okay, so here then this should be equal to actually this should be equal to 58 units squared for the surface area. And now lastly we have the cube. So we can just set its side length to 3 again. And now its surface area for this is 6 times the side, which is 3, and then square that, which is equal to 6 times 27. 6 times 27, which is equal to 162 units units squared. So that's basically how you calculate the surface area and volume of all of these different shapes. So I hope that helped you guys today, and I'll see you in the next one.